Alright, so now that we've sort of set up the scene, let's set up Tahoma2D. Alright, so actually what I did is I took my camera and I kind of put it against a book to keep it kind of steady. That's what you're seeing through my scene here. You can see my hand. If you don't have a, you could also, if you have one of those smartphone kind of tripods, that would be really great to use to keep your camera steady or exactly where you want. What I'm going to do is let's make a new project. So I'm going to go to File and Project Management, New Project. I'm going to call this project Stop Motion, and I'm just going to put it to my desktop. And what's going to happen is anytime we save any stop motion pictures, they're going to go to the folder in the project called Stop Motion. Alright, so I'm making my project. This is my new project, and what I'm going to do is in Tahoma2D, I'm going to click on the tab marked Stop Motion. And actually, let's make a new scene. Is a new scene? Maybe. Okay, a new scene called Stop Motion. Okay. I'm going to click on the tabs marked Stop Motion, and under Camera, this is where you want to set it to your Iriun webcam. Okay. So both Iriun webcam have to be running on your computer, your desktop, and they also have to be running on your smartphone, okay, for this to work. Next, you can decide the resolution. So this is how, basically what the webcam will record the image as. 640 by 480, which would be standard def, 1280 by 722, 1920 by 1080. That would be high resolution, or if you, for all you 4K fans out there, you could do 4K at 3840 by 2160. Okay, I'm just going to do about 1920 by 1080. Okay, this is going to be my animation. So I'm going to call this, what's going to happen is I'm going to animate this ball to show that he's moving in place. I'm going to have this ball kind of go across, and then what's going to happen is he's going to come across and the other turtle is going to come the other way, and then they're going to play ball. Okay? So position your character where you need them to be. I'm going to call this Lobster Stop Motion. Okay. Now these are your frames. So I'm going to be recording my frames. Okay, so we want to start in frame 1. And, I want everything just so. So if you are setting up lighting, set up your lighting, whatever else you want to do for your particular motion. You'll notice that I'm trying to stay out of the shot here. I don't want my hands or anything else to be part of the motion here. And so what I'm going to do is go down here, and I'm going to click on the option that says Capture. And when I do that, it actually records that frame. Okay, so this is my layer. I have one frame. Okay, now what I'm going to do is change my action. So what I'm going to do, he's sort of staying in place in the background, is going to move. If I had more time, I would have maybe, drawn something on a piece of paper or something, but hey, just trying to do something here. So I'm going to make sure this is set to frame 2. I've repositioned everything in my scene. I don't, if I had more time, maybe I could, make him walk like this by, moving him with tape or something, but unfortunately I just don't have that kind of time right now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm on frame 2, and I'm going to capture this frame, which in this case, it's that green sort of ball in the background is what's changed. So I'm going to hit capture. I'm going to move the ball yet again. I'm on frame 3. Capture. Move that all the way to the end. Capture. And what I'm actually going to do is click back on the 2D menu here. And you can actually see that I have 4 frames in my animation. Okay. So I'm going to call this lobster. Okay. This is probably something where I want it on the 2s or something, just to make it, you know, it's not a very long animation. Play it back. Maybe even on the 3s. Alright, I'm actually going to go back to stop. Let's go back to stop motion. And I'm actually going to move this to... So you can also do this to sort of see what's been done. I'm going to set this to frame 13. And now actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ball out of my scene. And lobster is going to start over there. This guy's going to start over here, Cecil. And they're going to start to walk towards each other. So the idea here is, you know, that they've been coming towards each other. So I'm going to... I've set this up the way that I want. Let's do a capture. And then I'm going to take them, move them slightly. And let's do a capture. And then once again, I'm kind of moving them slightly. Capture. Capture. I'm going to have them sort of pull out the ball now. So there's the ball. Capture. And move them slightly back a little bit. Capture. Oops, I think my hand was in that last one. Yeah, let's redo that. So I'm going to overwrite my last one. It's okay to overwrite stuff if you mess up. See, my arm is in that shot. Capture. Yep. You want to overwrite it, that's okay. Capture. And then I put this ball on a string, although you'd probably be able to see me, but I probably should have made the string a little longer. But see, in the last shot, he has it. So I actually have it on a little string here. And capture. Unfortunately, this is where the real world gets in the way. This ball is kind of moving, which I don't really want it to do, but there's not much I can do here. But it'd probably be better to have it attached to like a I don't know, like a pencil or something a little more strict. And then I'm just going to have him throw it back. And then, I don't know, maybe the lobster just kind of throws it out of the scene. That'll end our animation. This is where if I had more time, maybe I'd pull his arm back and he does like a little anticipation pose, but we don't have anything quite that complicated here, so he's just going to throw it. And it's going to go up this way. He's got like Popeye arm or something. Okay. Alright, so I recorded all of my characters here. I'm going to go back. I might actually do these guys on the 3s too. Obviously, you know, if you want more fluid motion, you would do more shots. More shots, of course, means more work, but you know, that's why stop motion takes a very long time to do properly. But alright, and I have about 90 frames, or about, you know, 3 seconds worth of work here. Let's play it back. Oops, my arm was in that shot. Thought I redid it, but maybe I didn't. Alright. So a very simple animation. You know, the complexity of the animation is basically how much you're willing to do. I could have done more. I could have, you know, tried to do lighting and maybe, you know, done something to make the characters, you know, move their arms or something. Now, a real stop motion, they typically have these things called marquettes, which are very posable figures. Think of them as kind of like an advanced action figure, if you will, where you can like move the arms and the legs and things like that. So this is what you guys will be doing. You know, you're welcome to use any kind of figures you want. I'm using stuffed animals here, but if you don't want to do that, you can do, you can work with salt, pepper, pepper shakers, books, whatever your imagination lets you do. Okay. So I'm recording, I could have gone and done a couple more scenes there to make it a little more fluid, but you can hopefully get the idea. Yeah, this is the basics of stop motion. All right. So the next video I'll talk about your assignment or your lab.